Anjem Choudary is set to be released from prison this week, and we're going to be landed with a bill of 2 million quid every year. Anjem Choudary is due to be released from prison this week. It's not just him. In a few videos previously, I've talked about the other people coming out as well, but specifically Anjem Choudary, one of the most monstrous, evil men in this country, is set to be released from prison this week. And that's why I started the jailanjem.com campaign. It's a petition, an opinion poll, which we commissioned, and hopefully a billboard campaign. Hopefully. I'll update you on that in a minute. But upon Anjem Chowdary's release, we already knew that he was going to be given a safe house and would allegedly be monitored by the authorities. And we know now that actually all of this is going to cost us 2 million quid every year. Ask yourself, is Anjem Choudary worth that? Is turning our streets into more dangerous places worth that? I'm not so sure. The Daily Mail reports, Choudary will be forced to abide by 25 separate conditions while out on licence, and the costs for keeping him safe are likely to exceed £2 million per year. The limits on his movement are thought to include an evening curfew, the wearing of a GPS electronic tag, and a ban on visiting specific venues such as Regent's Park Mosque in central London, where he used to worship. He will also be banned from communicating with a number of his former associates. Interestingly, he's banned from Regent's Park Mosque, but that kind of implies that maybe he's meeting radical people there, which maybe implies that the police are saying there's a problem with Regent's Park Mosque. Are the police Islamophobic now? And I asked you all on Twitter, by the way, I asked you whether you thought the authorities would actually be effectively able to keep a lid on Anjem Choudary, to effectively monitor him. And I think it's safe to say that you weren't all that optimistic. Look at these results. I quite agree with you. There's no way in hell that the authorities are really going to be able to keep a close eye on this man. How can they keep an eye on him when he's worked with a network of extremists who use secretive social networks and clever internet tricks to hide their identities for so long? This man is motivated. There's no way in hell he's going to stop. And us taxpayers are being lumped with a bill of 2 million quid every year. This isn't what we want. We want Anjem Choudary to be put back in prison. And I proved that, by the way, because with your help, I commissioned a public opinion poll by reputable opinion polling company, OnePoll, which is used by ITV and Sky. And we found that 68% of the British public disagree with Anjem being released from prison early. And I'm delivering that petition this week. This week, when Anjem Choudary is being released from prison, I'm delivering that petition to Downing Street. I'm handing it straight into the government. So please share it far and wide. jailanjem.com. If you haven't signed already, please sign. But if you haven't already chipped into their campaign at jailanjem.com, please consider doing so, because we've already commissioned the professional public opinion poll, which I'm going to hand into Downing Street. But if we can raise enough money, I'd love to get a billboard up in central London. If they'll let me do it. Trust me, we'll get that up. If we can raise enough funds, I will get that billboard up. So please go to jailanjem.com and consider chipping in. And if you already have chipped in, thank you. You made this happen. We can't take this lying down. £2 million a year is obscene. That's a huge amount of money that could be spent much more wisely. It could be spent on our elderly, on our armed forces, on vulnerable children, you name it. It's a better way of spending it than giving it to protect and monitor Anjem Choudary, who should frankly be rotting for the rest of his life in prison. We can't be housing this evil man on our own pounds, so please go to jailanjem.com, support the campaign, and thank you to everybody who's helped already. I want the government to hear us. They have to act, so we must act. We must tell them to act. Will you help me with this? Please head over to jailanjem.com and let's get this monster locked back